One move, one lap, one decision, and the game changes forever. F1 has been around for over 70 years. Thousands have raced, but only a few sparked an entirely new era. So who were the legends that made Formula One rethink its rulebook? Buckle up, because today we're going to talk about these icons. Lining up first on the grid, Max Verstappen. Verstappen has made one thing clear: he is going to be unstoppable. From the very first day, he made it his signature to be both wild and unpredictable. Let's look at the Verstappen rule as an example. Max's defense was bold, but at 300 kilometers per hour, it was also dangerous. Rivals complained, and the FIA had to step in. So in 2016, they made the decision to ban those last-minute swerves. One could still defend, but those surprise moves weren't welcome anymore. They saw the risk, shut it down, and then ironically named the rule after the guy who caused it. But Max's fire didn't end there. After races, he'd say raw, unfiltered comments in interviews. No sugarcoating, and sometimes no filter at all. This caught the FIA's attention immediately. In 2016, they tightened the media code of conduct, and drivers were told to keep things clean in interviews. Basically meaning they shouldn't swear, even if the adrenaline was still pumping. So yes, one teenager did force Formula One to write 2 new rules. But here's the twist: those rules didn't slow him down. If anything, they made this legend thrive. As controversial as his actions and words were, Max was also out there making history. At only 18 years of age, Max won his debut Red Bull race, becoming the youngest winner in Formula One history. But that was just the beginning. Today, Max Verstappen is a 4-time world champion, proudly wearing the number 1 on his car. Number 2. Ayrton Senna. Senna was aggressive, fearless, and sometimes reckless. But in 1994 at Imola, the San Marino Grand Prix turned into the darkest weekend in Formula One. It started on Friday when Rubens Barrichello crashed during practice. He got badly hurt, but survived. The next day, Roland Ratzenberger lost control, slammed into the wall, and was killed instantly. Senna felt the loss more than anyone. He even carried an Austrian flag in his cockpit to honor Ratzenberger after the race. That morning, he spoke with his former rival Alain Prost about reviving the Grand Prix Drivers Association, wanting safety back on the agenda. Then, on Sunday, the nightmare began. On lap 7, as Senna's Williams entered the Tamburello corner, something went wrong. His steering column had been cut and welded together to fit his driving position. During one of the fastest corners on the track, it snapped. The car went straight ahead, with no chance to regain control. It hit the concrete wall at over 200 kilometers per hour. The impact was brutal. A suspension arm had pierced Senna's helmet. Medics rushed to the scene as millions watched, praying he could somehow survive. But the injuries were catastrophic. Ayrton Senna was gone. There, Formula One had reached its breaking point. The FIA revamped safety standards almost overnight. Tracks were redesigned with more runoff areas and fewer deadly corners. Cockpits became stronger, crash tests became stricter. The GPDA was reformed and the drivers got a real voice in safety decisions. But it all came at a heartbreaking cost: the loss of Ayrton Senna. Taking the 3rd spot on our grid is Sebastian Vettel. He might be retired now, but you can't talk about F1 without him. The 4-time world champ known for his crazy helmet collection. Vettel loved switching his helmet almost every race. The fans were all in to support him. It was fun, unique, and full of personality. But the FIA? Not so much. They made a rule just for him. And that's how drivers are now stuck with one main helmet design per season. But helmets weren't his only thing. Vettel's also been super vocal about the cars getting heavier and heavier. He argued lighter cars would save fuel, make racing faster, and way more exciting. Let's not forget about his views on the 2026 rules. Loads of tech stuff, he says. Road relevance, front axle energy recovery, complicated systems. Vettel thinks F1 should focus less on being a science project and more on keeping fans glued to their seats. In his eyes, F1 should always be fun, not just fancy tech to make headlines in the newspaper. Vettel is also one of the loudest voices backing the participation of women in F1. He says there's no reason they can't compete. And he actually walks the talk, hosting female-only karting events, giving young girls chances to race, to shine, to prove they belong. Bottom line, Vettel didn't rewrite every rule, but he definitely did his part in evolving the sport. He still gets people talking, challenges the system, and makes sure F1 stays exciting, thrilling, and always about the fans. Number 4. Jules Bianchi. A rising French star. Always calm, always precise, and already turning heads in Formula One. In October 2014, during the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka, the track was dangerously slippery due to rain. During the race, Adrian Sutil crashed on lap 43, and a recovery crane came onto the track to move his car. Bianchi was approaching the same corner. While trying to get through the wet track, his Marussia slid off and collided with the crane at high speed. The impact was severe. He suffered a diffuse axonal brain injury and was immediately taken to the hospital. Jules went into an induced coma following emergency surgery. He stayed in that coma for 9 months while fans, teams, and family waited for a miracle. But on July 17, 2015, Jules Bianchi sadly passed away at just 25 years old. The loss devastated the racing world, but it was also a wake-up call for Formula One. The FIA knew cockpit safety had to change. This led to the innovation of Halo, a strong titanium ring over the cockpit to protect drivers from debris, barriers, and even other cars. Fast forward to the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix. Romain Grosjean's car crashed at over 200 kilometers per hour. Without the halo, Grosjean's head would have hit the barrier. The halo protected him, and he walked out of the wreck almost unharmed. What took one life led to changes that protect every driver today. Jules may have been gone too soon, but he made F1 a much safer place for everyone today. And finally, the one at the top of our list is Lewis Hamilton. As a 7-time F1 world champion, Hamilton's commitment to racing goes beyond just winning. He's changing Formula One like nobody ever has. Let's look back to 2007, his rookie season. His car got stuck on the track, and a tractor helped him back on. And boom, it was an instant controversy. That moment made the FIA clarify the no outside assistance rule so it wouldn't happen again. In 2020, Hamilton spoke out against racial inequality and wore a Black Lives Matter shirt during pre-race ceremonies. This made the FIA quickly adjust its rules on sensitive politics, so it wouldn't happen again. Hamilton showed fans F1 isn't just racing, but also about standing for something bigger. We know that Monaco is one of the tightest tracks in F1. With modern cars being bigger, overtaking here was nearly impossible. Drivers could finish the race with just one pit stop, but that made it easily predictable. The fans did not get the excitement they deserved to have. Hamilton noticed this and spoke up. The FIA listened. They introduced a mandatory 2-stop strategy for the 2025 season. Suddenly, Monaco became thrilling again. More overtakes, more tension, more action. Hamilton had changed it into a spectacle. Lastly, the X44 team. His own Extreme E Squad, named after his number 44. They take electric SUVs to wild places like deserts or rainforests to show the impact of climate change, helping communities, going green, and winning championships. That's what X44 is all about. So, what do you think? Are we living in F1's golden age, or has it lost the raw spirit of racing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this ride, hit like and share it with a F1 fan. Make sure you subscribe to not miss more stories.